What if I told you your Wi-Fi router is holding you back? Laggy games, buffering streams, dead zones, it's a daily frustration. But in 2025, not all routers are created equal. Some are overpriced, some are outdated, and some are absolute game changers. We tested 10 of the most highly rated routers on speed, range, and reliability. The performance gap between our top pick and the rest will blow your mind. All product links are in the description. Let's find your upgrade. Starting at number 1. Netgear RS200 Nighthawk. Best overall. As a mid-priced, dual-band router, the Netgear RS200 Nighthawk schemes the upper end of the price bracket. Those who take the plunge on the $200 router, though, are rewarded with a wicked-fast 5.8 Gbps, 5 GHz band. It may be overkill for a household of 1 or 2 people, but it's more than enough to allow every person in an average-sized family to use the internet simultaneously without forcing anyone to ration their online activity. The RS200 Nighthawk's 2.4 GHz band speed was a bit of a letdown by comparison. After experiencing such fast speeds on the 5 GHz band, I had a ho-hum experience with the 2.4 GHz 700 megabits per second. Maybe it was unreasonable to expect too much, but the RS200 Nighthawk isn't a cheap router. It isn't even a cheap mid-priced router. To be clear, the RS200 Nighthawk's 2.4 GHz is respectable compared to the competition. It was plenty quick for me to work on my laptop in the far room of my home, doom scroll on my smartphone in bed at night, and watch YouTube tutorials on my tablet when performing some home DIY, all far from my router and with several walls, doors, and pieces of furniture between me and it. It's not that it's slow. It's that switching between a device connected to the 5 GHz band and then a device connected to the 2.4 GHz band is like coming off the highway and onto a side road where the speed limit is 45 miles per hour. But the TP-Link B3600, our best budget router, costs less than half the price of the RS200 Nighthawk and offers functionally the same 700 megabits per second, or near, 2.4 GHz band, with the same 2 streams for that channel. Number 2. TP-Link Archer B3600. Best on a budget. The TP-Link Archer B3600 will satisfy most people who aren't pushing the limits of their home internet demands. For under $100, you get a very respectable 688 megabits per second, 2.4 GHz band, and 2.9 Gbps, 5 GHz band. And its ability to stream up to a combined 3.6 gigabits per second across all connections simultaneously should satisfy a small household who are, let's say, streaming video from different devices at the same time. Larger households with multiple people who need the fastest possible connection for play games or live streaming video will want to upgrade to the Netgear RS200 Nighthawk, my best for pure speed pick, or even the Nighthawk RS700S. For the rest of us, the B3600 is more than fast enough. When I hooked it up to my home internet, I threw everything I had at it. Twice over the weekend, I streamed a 4K movie in Dolby Vision on the Wi-Fi connected TV as somebody streamed 4K short videos on a laptop connected to the same 5 GHz band. No problems whatsoever. The B3600 was more than up to the task. Now, I live alone, and if I had several people under my roof, each wielding the full complement of devices common in 2025, I'd consider an upgrade to, at least, the Netgear RS200 Nighthawk. But that's overkill for a household of 1 or 2 people, even if they're pushing their devices hard. Number 3. Netgear RS700S Nighthawk. Best for pure speed. An absolute powerhouse. Those are the words that popped into my mind like fireworks when I hooked up the Netgear RS700S Nighthawk. Tri-band routers like this typically offer the usual 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands, plus an even faster, even more interference-prone 6 GHz band. Offering 11.5 gigabits per second at 6 GHz is nuts, in a good way. And there's a 10 GB WAN connection, for those who wish to use a wired connection rather than deal with the vacillating speeds and signal strength of Wi-Fi. I struggled to find a task that would cause the RS700S Nighthawk to choke on the 6 GHz. When it came to distance, sure. Just put a few walls between the router and the device in my hand, and that signal strength would soon start to fizzle out. That wasn't hard to do in a solidly built, brick apartment building that was constructed in 1927, back before they started making walls out of string cheese and tissue paper. Number 4. Eero 7. Best mesh network. Since Eero is a subsidiary of Amazon, these routers sync easily with Alexa, which makes setup a breeze. After unboxing the Eero 7, I connected through the Eero app. Thank the heavens that Amazon didn't try to crowd the Eero's setup and functions into the Amazon app. There's already enough going on in that one app as it is. Keeping setup siloed into its own, standalone Eero app helps make it a simpler experience for me than the old-fashioned way of logging into a browser on a connected computer, tablet, or smartphone and navigating to the router's setup webpage. Software and security updates began to download automatically as I finalized the setup. Existing Echo devices within your smart home system automatically pair with the Eero Mesh network. That's perfect for somebody like me, who rolls his eyes every time a new device asks for a password that I have to go and look up. Number 5. Eero Max 7. Best Premium Mesh Network. If you cringe at the thought of setting up a home internet over a large property, move the Eero Max 7 to the top of your shopping list. That goes double if your smart home is set up with Amazon Echo devices. Since Amazon owns Eero, the Max 7 mesh network hooked into the Echo ecosystem with a minimum of fuss. The Max 7 pairs the non-Max Eero 7's extraordinary ease and setup with an even more powerful network that adds an additional, third band, the 6 GHz band. The Eero Max 7 was even better than the Eero 7 at juggling more devices making heavy demands on the network all at the same time, as its combined data rate totals up to 4.3 gigabits per second, versus the Eero 7's 1.8 gigabits per second. So whether you're a hardcore gamer, streaming 8K, or just tired of Wi-Fi dead zones, one of these 5 routers is your fix. Which one are you getting? Let me know in the comments. If this review saved you from overspending or buying a dud, support the channel, smash that like button, share this with someone who's fed up with slow Wi-Fi, and subscribe for more real-world tech tests. Stay connected.